Hey up, welcome back. I'm carrying on with my playthrough of Shannara, however you say that. Shannara. Yeah, badass.
In troubled dreams, you fly.
So last time, we just finished in Lee sneaking out since Minion Lee was a bit funny about his daughter Shella joining us, but she did it anyway. But you know, whatever. But we're going to a place called Tyrsis, which is north of here. And we have to get past this ferry. Oh, hello. So, we walk out of the forest towards the ferry, crossing on the Rapalappadabam River, and are greatly surprised to see this ugly fucker standing right before us.
What are you doing here?
Waiting for the ferry.
So yeah, it's the gardener who we know for a fact poisoned Minion Lee and murdered poor, what's his name? I've forgotten the name of the herbologist. I guess he still looks arrogant, unpleasant, vaguely malevolent. We try speaking to him. Why did you leave Lee?
Illness in the family.
I feel like if we ask him outright why he murdered the herbologist, he might get pissy with us. Let's ask him about Dread Dire.
Fools. In the name of my master, Brona, I will destroy you both. Attack!
Oh, we've got... I just noticed we have some things.
Destroy them both.
That's not great. Let's all attack the guy on the left. Ignore the leader. The weakest.
Take that, bastard!
Fuck. Let's ignore the leader. Why is he getting 2 hits? Crazy. There's not much strategy to the fighting. You just select who you go for and that's about it. Let's go for him.
When we meet again, you will die.
He just disappeared.
So I guess trying to fight him would have been the bad way to do that. I was just playing tactically. I was like, you need to get rid of his minions, take his attack power down. But, you know, here's what it is. Let's have a look. I'm badly injured, so that's not great. What sort of... I've got a number of items on me now. I have water. I mean, it's just a water skin of water. I have rope, about 30 feet. Got a lantern, some oil. I've got a sword. Well balanced, has a sharp blade, that's kind of cool. Got some food. Dried fruit, smoked meat, unleavened bread, whatever that means. Not very appetizing, but at least it's nourishing, so that's cool. And a tinderbox, which is everything we need to start a fire. For some reason, we still have this potpourri thing. Which has some dried rose petals with some cinnamon and some other aromatic herbs. It's a piece of paper, which has that recipe for dread dye. I don't know why we still have that. Can you tear the paper? Okay. We got the fishing pole. She can double as a walking stick. And the knife's still there. Isn't much of a weapon, but do certain things with it, I suppose. So the situation right now is we have this ferry. What is this? Frame where a pulley is supposed to rest are not attached to this side of the river. And the waters of the Rapaladron are cold, deep, and far too swift to cross safely without using the ferry. And there's a solid wood wheel bobbing in the current, rope tied to it from the far dock. It's kept it floating away down the river. Something at least. And the wooden raft on the far dock looks as though it is sturdy and well constructed. Okay. There's a hut there as well. Ferryman's hut. Looks abandoned. Maybe we can like fish that with the pole. Cast the line at the river several times, but we managed to snag the rope and pulley them to shore.
You've got it. Now let's fix this ferry.
Okay, now what? Can we use the rope, tie the rope, just the rope with the rope, tie the rope to the raft? So we loop the rope around the raft and give it a few tugs. When the raft doesn't move, we retrieve it. We put the river on the fishing pole. I'm not sure that's possible. Fishing pole. Cast the fishing pole at the raft. It's not strong enough. This is a tough one. Unless we can tie the rope to the river dock. No, it's no good. Puzzling puzzle. So we managed to put the pulley system for the ferry back together. Should work properly now. Oh, okay. Well, how do we do it then? Brake. So the ferry control houses the pulley and brake system for the ferry. Brake system is controlled by a large lever that has been pulled towards you. And it's keeping the raft locked in place. Maybe we can throw something at it. Beyond our reach. Unless... Oh, so she's got some things. She has... kerchief? Like a handkerchief, I suppose. It's an oversized kerchief that Shella sometimes wears as a scarf. Shoot the bow at the break.
That's an easy shot for me.
Oh, okay. That was actually it. Got a nice citra on tonight. Pint of citra. She casually pulls back a bow, takes aim. Arrow flies straight and true across the river. And we've released the brake.
There!
And we pull the ferry easily over to our side of the river. Board it. And we start to haul our way across the waters of the Rahapalabadada River.
Jak! Monsters, they're coming out from the woods. Hurry!
With all our strength, we pull on the rope while Shella holds the monsters off with arrows. As you climb off, you feel the ferry lurch as a huge creature on the far side tries to pull it back down. Motherfucker. With your sword, you slash the ferry rope, and it floats down the river.
At least that should slow down Brona's monsters. We can send someone from Tyrsis to fix it later.
And that's it. We're off to Tyrsis.
The road to Tyrsis leads northward, then cuts east as we climb up the hills to Tyrsis.
That is some jarring ass soundtrack. So I think it's best we follow the road this time. We're gonna fight some fuckers. Eat his ass. Ooh, bit of a crossroads.
Look up there on the cliffside. You can see the fortress walls. We'll be there by dark.
Oh, we need to stay away from some of these. There's no merit for beating them, to be honest. You don't level up. Ooh, that could be a hard fight.
We need to follow the road upward. The mountain cliffs around here are pretty steep.
Oh. Okay. So we approach the fabled city of Tyrsis, built upon a high plateau and protected by the sheer cliffs to the south. Stood as an impenetrable fortress for centuries. But as we climb up the immense stone and iron rampway that rises to the gates of Tyrsis, we remember the stories of Jak's father and uncle, of Balinor, that he told Jak of Balinor and Menyum defending the city against Brona's armies, obviously some time before. Shella is equally quiet and looks as though she too is remembering tales of her father. Ramparts of the fortress aligned with torches, and we can see figures moving around the outer wall. Nearing the gate, there's a smell of decay, violently assaulting our nostrils, and a chill runs through the body. Oh gosh.
What's going on here? Those aren't people. They're corpses. Walking corpses are trying to get into Tyrsis. Guard! Guard!
Who's out there? Announce yourself!
Princess Shella of Leah and Jak Ohmsford.
Well, your highnesses, you better go find some safe place to hide. You can't get in here while these monsters are around.
What should we do? We can't just stand here waiting for dawn. The monsters will catch up to us. We've got to get into the city.
Yeah, this is a dilemma. These emaciated creatures look like corpses that have just risen from their graves. And they're pounding on the wall. Just a single-minded determination to get in. Ignoring us as long as we keep our distance. Oh, we go back. Start back down the immense stone and iron rampway. Weird. Just skipping the text down. What if she shoots one? Ooh, that's not good.
Look out! They're attacking!
Attack the weakest. Makes strange noises. Although we've managed to destroy 2 of the walking dead, more quickly arrive to take their place. So I guess that's not going to be a way through this. Shutters block off a window through which the guard normally keeps watch. She could shoot the bell.
Well, this is one way to alert the guards. Here goes. Guard! Guard!
What is it now?
I guess we could talk to him. So we need to talk to King Balinor as soon as possible. It's a frickin' emergency, guard.
It'll have to wait until morning. Ain't no way I'm opening these gates.
Well, that's not helpful. Can you please open the gate?
So sorry, your majesty, but as long as those deaders are out there, I don't open the gates for nobody!
Call them walkers. There are monsters after us. We need to get in through the gates, man.
Well, we don't need any more monsters in here. Take them elsewhere.
You know, help us.
If you can find a way to drive the debtors off, I'll open the gates for you.
Well, he's being, you know, nice enough to that extent. Let's have a look around the walls.
Those corpses seem to be all around the city.
They do, don't they? Jeez, goes for some way.
Looks like the cliff's too steep to go any further. We don't want to get any closer to those corpses.
Yeah, we don't. What is that, laurel? Look at laurel. Modest-sized laurel tree grows right up from the edge of the cliff. Several of its branches hang out of the path. They smell sweet. And the leaves are sharp-pointed and aromatic. Great. Let's go back around. Nothing.
At least this path is wide enough to avoid the corpses.
We're just gonna go straight past these then. Jeez. Oh, there's a house.
Finally, a place with no walking corpses. It smells so much better here. Smoky, but better.
There's an oak tree. Aged oak tree leans precariously over the cliff. Well, hopefully it won't break free any time. It's very small but well built. Should we knock on the door? Knock on wood? There's some movement inside.
Hello? Can you help us?
Go away!
Oh. It's barred.
Look, we're tired, we're cold, and all we want to do is sit by your fire for a while.
Just a minute.
Well, a bit of persistence paid off. There's a bolt being drawn, and he's opened the door. So we have to bend down to get into this small place, cramped. We can kneel on the floor, earthen floor at that. Surprisingly neat and well built though, this hut, and the warmth of the fire feels wonderful after the cold outside. And it smells of wood, and there's a sweet smell of smoke from the fireplace. Fire lights the hut with a warm glow. Some pots and pans are stacked neatly by the fireplace. A whittled stick rests against the wall. The only furnishing is a short bench by the fireplace, and on the bench is the hut's inhabitant, a grizzled dwarf. We introduce ourselves, Jak and Shella, and he mumbles, his name is Brendel, and then stares at us with distrust.
Why are you here?
Let's have a chat with him, eh? We've come to Tyrsis to warn about the monsters.
You're late. Monster's been here for weeks now.
Yeah. We need to talk to King Ballanor about Brona's return.
Brona back? How do you know?
Allanon told us.
Allanon, eh? He should know. Bad news. Very bad.
Ah, he knows of Allanon. So we can't get near the gate though, because of the fucking, you know, walkers outside.
You talked to the guard?
Yeah. He won't let us in until they're gone.
Sounds like him.
Why aren't there any corpses here though?
Don't know. Haven't been bothered lately. Used to have to fix the hut every morning after they got through with it at night.
How do you survive the Walking Dead?
Mostly, I avoid them.
That's kind of good advice. We need a safe place to stay for the night, Brendel.
Can't stay here.
Why not?
No room. Hut's too small.
He makes a compelling point. Let's have a look at him. He's just, distrusts us. Cooking support. It's a sturdy support. Bends beneath the weight of the large pot. Let's have a look at this pot. And it's empty. I'm looking around the hut. There's no food. Wonder how long it's been since Grendel has eaten. Nah,
Can't stay here.
Why not?
No room. Hut.
nothing else to say. Well, why don't we offer him some of our food, eh? He looks at our food with interest and perhaps a bit of hunger. But he doesn't seem to understand why we're showing it him. Cook the food. Let's just give it to Brendel, eh? You hand some of the food to the dwarf.
No thanks.
Why not? You're helping us by sharing your hut. The least we can do is share some food.
I'll share my food, but I'm not sharing my citra. He looks at us. He looks at us suspiciously. Then he shrugs. Takes the food, mixes it with some spices. Ooh, yeah, I like some spice. Then cooks a warming, tasty stew, which he shares with both of us. That sounds decent. It's making me hungry.
This stew is great. What did you use to flavor it so?
Laurel smoke adds a lot.
Laurel? Isn't laurel supposed to drive away evil?
Could be. Now that you mention it, haven't noticed the walking corpses around here since I started burning it.
Well, that could be a way forward then. What was that about Laurelwood?
Since I started burning it, I don't think I've been bothered by the corpses.
Oh, do you have any?
Sorry, I'm out.
Oh, well, do you know if we can get some?
I think there's a laurel bush on the other side of the castle.
Okay. Why are you here?
The dwarves of Cullhaven sent me to get back Hendel's mace.
Oh, I see.
The dwarves of...
Okay, there's nothing else to say here. Well, I guess, let's go try and get that laurel.
You bring me some laurel, I'll make you a torch.
It's a deal. Let's go. Get some of that shit. There we go. Got a laurel branch.
There. That should do it.
Let's go back. Got a distinctly sweet odor that's very pleasant. Very nice. Let's take it to Grendel. I almost called him Grendel. That's that horrible monster thing off Beowulf, isn't it? Alright, in we go.
You find some wood?
Yeah.
I'll use these branches to make a torch. You can use it to drive off the walking corpses and get into the city.
Why don't you come with us?
Can't get past the gate.
Why not?
Guard won't let me in.
We'll try to talk him into it. Besides, if this doesn't work, we could use your help.
All right, here's the torch. Let's go.
Okay. Walking Dead seem to be avoiding us. As we bring the laurel torch near them, they seem to pour the air around them, and then they fuck off.
Yes, that did it. Hey, guard!
What is it now?
Let us in, douche. Got rid of the walking corpses, now let us in, you fucktar.
What? How? Well, what do you know? The debtors are gone.
Yeah, open the gate, asswipe.
Sure. Hey, who's that with you?
It's our friend, Brendel.
We don't allow dwarves in Tyrsis.
Why?
We don't need no non-human scum here.
No. Clearly there's enough human scum here already.
Well, we'll vouch for him.
Oh, right. The King and Queen of Leah come to call on King Ballanor in the middle of the night with a dwarf. Sure.
I am Princess Shella of Leah.
Oh, pleased to meet you, Your Highness.
This guy's a bit of an asswipe, isn't he? The dwarf Hendel saved the city of Tyrsis during the war, you fucking fuck.
Yeah, and Her Highness's father is the King of Tyrsis.
Wow, this guy's a bit of a chode, isn't he? Dwarves are our allies and friends, man.
Well, you can have a dwarf for a friend. You just can't bring him into Tyrsis.
Yeah. What's going on here, dude?
The debtors come out at night, and the gate is shut. That's the way it's been for weeks now.
Alright. Excuse me a minute.
Yeah, take your time. I ain't going nowhere.
Oh. Talk to Brendel. What the hell is going on here, Brent?
Figured this would happen. Hey, guard.
Go away!
Figured this would happen.
Clicky.
Hey, guard, you gonna let us in?
Go away!
A clicky. A little bit clicky then. Can't believe they turned against dwarves. What's that about, man?
You can see for yourself. It's important these two see the king. Open the gates.
I told you, no dwarves!
What do we do now, Brendel?
You two go in. I'll go back to my hut.
No. We said we'd get you into the city.
Well, can't stay out here all night though, can we?
It's not fair. If Brendel can't get in, we shouldn't either.
There's no room in my hut for you, so go into the city. I'll be okay.
Could talk to King Balonor about this.
Yes. I'm sure he'll do something about this.
It's an idea.
We'll figure out a way to get you in, Brendel.
Look, it's late. I need some sleep. Maybe I'll see you again sometime.
Alright, good night.
Jak, Brendel, can't we work this out?
Some other time, maybe. So, guard, you gonna let these two in or not?
No, N-O, no dwarfs!
They aren't dwarves.
Okay, you two. In. Dwarf, you try anything, I'll put a crossbow bolt into you quicker than I can look over the top of you.
Goodbye, for now, Brendel.
Bye. Oh, yeah, and thanks for trying.
Well, we did. Make our way through the darkened streets of Tyrsis. Even inside the fortress, walking corpses try to attack you. They're quickly driven off by the smoke from the torch. What's there inside the walls as well? Cross the bridge of Sendik, which reaches from the lower parks, the main gate of the castle, and below us is the vault of the Sword of Shannara, aglow with a strange burning light. As you look down at the tomb, you can see the walking corpses approaching the vault. They gather around it like moths circling a flame. The gates of the castle, the night guard lets us both inside, and we're shown a place to stay. In the morning, a servant takes us to the castle overseer, the seneschal. The seashells on the seashore.
You wish to see King Balonor Bacana? I'm afraid the king is far too busy to see just anyone who wanders into Tyrsis in the dead of night without proper escort or writ of passage. You two may not have noticed, but Tyrsis is in a state of emergency. If you'll declare your business, I will judge if it is of sufficient value to disturb His Majesty.
Okay. Let's have a chat then. So, Mr. Seashell, the druid Allanon sent us here to warn King Balonor.
The druid Allanon sent you? No one has seen him since the war. Years past.
We saw him in Lee when he spoke to my father.
Oh yes, your father. I believe you said that your father was King of Leah?
My father is the King of Leah.
So you claim.
Yeah? It's going to be tricky to prove that, isn't it? We need to claim the Sword of Shannara to use against the Warlock Lord.
Claim the Sword of Shannara? Who do you think you are? The one true king?
Yeah, I'm Jak, son of Shea Omsford, heir of Shannara.
Shea Omsford's son. Come to claim his elvish heritage? My, aren't we privileged by your presence?
Yes you are. So, dear old Jak's dad, he wielded the Sword of Shannara, and you destroyed Brona.
Well, if your father destroyed the Warlock Lord, it seems a bit odd that you need the sword to destroy him again.
Well, you got me there. It was my father who donated the Sword of Shannara to Tyrsis in the first place, Mr. Seashell.
And, as I understand it, you intend to take it back. I suppose one needs to expect such things from those with elvish blood.
Yeah. The Warlock Lord Brona, he's returned from the dead.
Again? What is this, the third or the fourth time? You think he'd be bored with it by now?
Well, King Balinor needs to listen to us, Mr. Seashell.
Oh, I'm certain he would be as amused by your stories as I am, but he's much too busy to be disturbed by half-breeds and wandering princesses at the moment.
Okay. Well, I guess, if we need a bit of proof, we can show him the locket.
The insignia of the House of Lee. I presume this is yours, Princess Shella.
No, I stole it.
Very humorous. However, I will make the proper arrangements, and perhaps the king will be able to see you sometime later.
It's critical that we see him as soon as possible.
I will so inform His Majesty.
That's it, Mr. Seashell. Do as you're fucking told. So the Seashell leaves, and... well, he leaves us waiting for a long time while the servant stands watching us. Finally, he returns, and he escorts us through the doors to the throne room of the king. And he announces us to King Balinor, bows, and then leaves.
So Brona is behind this rising of the dead. When Shay destroyed him long ago, we hoped the warlock lord was gone forever. Each night, for weeks now, the risen dead roam the streets of Tyrsis, attacking everything. The Border Legion defends the weaker sections, but much of the city is still overrun. When a guard dies in battle, he rises again as a walking corpse, and our guards must fight the bodies of fallen comrades. It seems hopeless. Thanks to you, we can drive them off with laurelwood, but that's a temporary solution. We need to use the Sword of Shannara to defeat Brona once more. But the sword vault has been surrounded by a magical barrier from the time the dead first attacked the city. None can pass that barrier, and none can defeat it. Our only hope is that Allanon will arrive soon and find a way for you to regain the sword.
But Allanon's journeying to the northeast. We don't know when he'll get here. We can't just wait for him.
Princess Shella, you and Jak Omsford seem to be the pawns of destiny against Brona this time. Do whatever you think is necessary to regain the Sword of Shannara. I have vital business with the Parliament for most of the day, so you will be on your own. You must forgive me, for I must return to my duties. I will speak with you both later.
Okay, so we need to get the Sword of Shannara then. Well, we bow to His Majesty King Balinor, and then we leave.
His Majesty has given you permission to wander through Tyrsis unescorted and unsupervised. I suggest that you refrain from random pilferage and destruction.
Okay, Mr. Seashell. Have a look at the books. Its book collection contains such yawn-inspiring titles as Advanced Practical Accounting and Tax Records of the Calahorn Domains thing. Looking at the ledger. Contains tax records. Fine. We go back. Oh, so it's actually daytime. That's cool. That's the guard. So there's various ways to go. Door. These to the throne room.
You may not disturb His Majesty unless you are invited to do so.
Okay, so he's not best pleased about us trying to get in there. Ooh, what's this plaque here? The plaque reads, "This is the great mace of the dwarf Hendel, defender of Tyrsis." Ah, so this is the one Brendel wants. It's been mounted onto the wall. Here. We take it?
Leave that where it belongs. Looting is not permitted.
Well, you know. It was worth a try, eh? Alright, let's see what various things are about the shop. So the musty smell of books and burning candles fills our nostril as we enter the large library.
And I thought my father had a big library. This is amazing.
Okay, what's this plaque? Elaborate script in the plaque reads, "The elves of Arbelonon shall forever stand as allies to the people of Tyrsis." Is signed by King Balinor Buccaneer, Tyrsis, and King Eventine, Elecidil of Arborlon. That's a bookend. And it's a horse's head. Take that? No. Okay. Okay. So the books here range from various things that aren't particularly useful. This cabinet. Glass bound in dark leather. Oh, a book bound in dark leather is carefully locked away in this glass and metal wired cabinet. Can we open it? No, it's locked. We don't know who has the keys. We can't just unlock it. Okay. Chandelier. Ah, we can swing. Should we try and swing from the chandelier? Chandelier. We leap up in the air, grab the chandelier, swing back and forth, scratch ourselves under one arm and yell, ook, ook, and then drop. What's this book? The old leather book's title is engraved in an elaborate flowing script, The Great War of Tyrsis. There's a map here as well. This is where we've come from. Shady Vale to Lee. This is Tyrsis. Arborlon's up there. There's Druid's Keep. All of Kings. Colhaven. Yeah. It's a detailed map of the four lands. Searching the map, managed to find the hometown of Shady Vale. Okay. Doesn't seem to be anything massively important here. Erebus Mountains? No. Okay, read the book. Oh, it's a... What have we done? Opened up a book. Oh, this is Hendel, the dwarf dude. Great War of Tyrsis, being an account of the last war of the races, the deaths of King Rule Buccaneer and Prince Palance Buccaneer, and the fall of Gate of Tyrsis. War begins, the siege of betrayal, rescue and death, the siege of Tyrsis, the secret patches. Fuck me, this is a big script. Deceit and betrayal, then King... Fucking or what a shit here. King Rule Buccaneer had ruled Tyrsis wisely and well for 30 years. Peace and prosperity in the land of Calhoun. His two sons, Crown Prince Balinor, and the other person also had lots of respect. Great Balinor was noted. Blah 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 blah. Fierce winter storm that raged the day the dark stranger came to speak with King Rule and Prince Balinor. He called himself Allanon, spoke of ill news, Warlock Brona returned to Skull Mountain. Okay. Yep. Various shit happened. Prince Balinor spoke in Allanon's favor, they agreed to help him. There were a warning being given. People didn't believe him. Second war. Chief of those spoke against Allanon was the mystic Stenman. Yep. Claimed that Allanon was nothing more than a troublemaker. Stenman's words were honey and filled with flattery for the king. Thus the words of Allanon went unheeded in the kingdom except by the absent crown. Okay. Siege and betrayal. When King Rule grew ill and Prince Palance took over the duties, advised heavily by the words of Stenman, it was Stenman who said that the border patrol was just a tool of Prince Balinor. Okay. Stenman also whispered that Palance was much wiser and a better leader. Okay. Surely Palance would make the finest king. Okay. So Prince Palance was deeply in love with Shoal Ravenlock of the city of Kern, wanted to marry her, and then she got kidnapped. Mystic Stenman poisoned Palance with his words. This was the work of Balinor. Okay. All these lies and more filled Palance's mind, thus the border patrol was disbanded. Valinor was considered a traitor to Tyrsis. Okay. Dark again was the day that Valinor returned to Tyrsis, accompanied by 2 elves. Yep. Valinor was a traitor. Hendel learned of Valinor's plight, sought to save him. To this end, he made his way into the castle, freed Valinor and his friends from the room they were confined in, and led them towards a cellar. However, somehow Stemmen learned of their actions.
Doesn't that look like a picture of Brendel? The caption says this is a drawing of Hindle. Do you suppose they were related? There's certainly a resemblance.
Ah, I didn't mean to fucking... How do I get back? Valinor got traitored by Palance, I guess. Okay. Palance showed no interest in... Hang on, wasn't there a bit about Brendel? Yeah. Learned of Valinor's plight and sought to save him. He got in, freed Valinor and his friends from the room they were confined in, and led them toward the cellar. However, somehow Stenman learnt of their actions, sent people to stop them. Huge trapdoor of the cellar was closed, and Valinor and the others were trapped once more. Then came the Tyrsis Menye, Crown Prince of the King of Leah, accompanied by Shell Ravenlock, and he had rescued Shell from her kidnappers. They brought news, blah blah blah. Palance showed no interest in this, only pleased that Ravenlock had been found. The prince was like a man gone mad, driven there by the magics of the Stemmen fellow. And Stemmen knew that Menyen was a danger, and attempted to assassinate the Prince of Leah in the middle of the night. Menyen caught Stemmen and forced Stemmen to lead Menyen to Valinor. Valinor and his friends were rescued from the confines of the dungeon, and Menyen now recognized Stemmen as one of the kidnappers of Shell Ravenlock. And his plots were deep and deadly to all of Calahorn. Prince Palance then came upon them all. The mystic tried to reassert his power over the prince. When that failed, Stemmen tried to escape, and he ran up the stone stairs that led out of the wine cellar, but Palance stood in his way. Suddenly Stemmen pulled out his dagger and slew the prince, but Valinor raced after the murderous mystic, but he escaped to an unknown hiding place somewhere within the palace. King Rule Bacaner was found to be dead, poisoned by Stemmen. Palance was slowly dying from Stemmen's dagger blow. Armies of the Warlock Lord were within days of the walls of Tyrsis, and Valinor was declared king. There was a siege after this. The rebanded border patrol rode out to stop the armies of Brona, but the armies of trolls and gnomes following the banner of the Warlock Lord were 1,000-fold, and feared nothing. Though the enemy died in huge numbers, still Brona's army continued to attack. At last, the border patrol could no longer hold the banks of and they were forced to retreat to Tyrsis' walls. And then, yeah. Okay. Now the armies of the Warlock Lord surrounded the city. His trolls were fierce and fearless fighters. Gnomes cunning, dicks, and leaders were the skull bearers, dark followers of Brona, terrifying to behold. And it was a battle for Tyrsis. During the war, Valinor proved himself a worthy leader. Heindel, the dwarf, again and again showed himself to be brave. Yet the number of the enemy was overwhelming, despite even the aid of the elven armies of Arbeloon. Odds were stacked against Tyrsis. But the last blood-red sun rose in the morning. The enemy sounded the death watch. It was full warning that the army of Warlock Lord intended to destroy Tyrsis. Battle began slowly. But Dwarf Hendel remembered stories of a secret passage below cellars in the castle. Evil forces were attempting to sneak into the city. Hendel and Menyen Lee raced to block their entrance. Already the soldiers of the Warlock Lord were entering the castle. Menyen and Hendel fought their way to the cellar. Leading the soldiers into the castle was the traitor Stemmen. Hendel fought bravely against the enemy, while Menyen used all of the strength he had to close the massive stone trapdoor. Finally, Menyen managed to seal off the entrance to the city. Menyen turned to Hendel and saw him fall. Menyon gathered the dwarf in his arms and wept at his valiant comrade's death. Looked up. He heard a noise. Mystic Stem was trying to sneak out of the cellar. Menyon grabbed his fallen friend's mace and slew Stem, ending his evil forever. And there was a final battle. The armies of the Warlock Lord massed for the attack. Skies blackened, and the sound of the war drums echoed. A battalion of trolls were trolling people. And, yep, shit cracked off. Forces of Brona charged forward. Last, the defenders Tyrsis braced for the last battle. Then the earth shook, and wild wind rose from the north. Red lightning shattered the sky, and thunder rocked the walls. Skull bearers rose in the air. Anguish. Suddenly they vanished. Just curious, what the hell? In the Skull Mountain far to the north, the last descendant of Sword of Shannara, Shay Ohmsford, had met Brona with the Sword of Shannara and slew him. And with that, the armies of the enemy turned, retreated, and the war was over. And the Sword of Shannara is in the vault, stands as a monument for all who died. Symbol of strength and power and freedom. However, forever shall Tyrsis stand proud against the forces against her. Okay. So yeah, that's the whole story. Hopefully that information will be useful. Just gonna have to nip off for a second, but I'll be right back. Gotta order my din-dins for the evening. Ahaha. Right. Got that ordered. So let's crack on, shall we? Figure out what's what.
I trust you two found the library satisfactory.
What is in that locked cabinet in the library?
Locked cabinet? Oh, the one at the back of the room. That has been locked for some time. I believe it contains a book that belonged to the former advisor of the king's brother. It contained some References to magic, so it was locked away. You needn't concern yourselves.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. As long as that's settled then. What's in here? Oh, so this is the cellar.
I was here with my father when I was a child. He told me how he and Hindle rushed down here to close the passageway that led to this cellar. When they got here, Stenman's men burst up through the trap door on the floor. My father has no idea how many men he killed that night. It took all his strength to seal off the trap door before more soldiers could enter. Suddenly Hindle called his name, my father looked up, and saw Hindle collapse to the floor, dead. My father ran to Hindle and held him. He couldn't believe that Hindle was dead, until the mace slipped from his hand. Then father heard a sound behind him. It was Stenman trying to escape up the stairs. Before my father realized it, he had grabbed Hindle's mace and raced after him. Stenman died in this room at my father's hand.
Yeah. This is the trapdoor. The trapdoor through which Stenman helped Brona's army sneak into the city. King Balnor is obviously taking no more chances that such an event might happen again. Okay. And then what's through here?
What is that thing? It looks like a wall.
So this is where the shrine for Sword of Shannara is. Ruins serve as a grim reminder of the devastation caused by the Great War. Even after 20 years, some of the damage still remains. And the central castle looms tall and strong above the park. So this is the vault that houses the fabled Sword of Shannara. But there's this fucking flame barrier. Intense heat radiates from the obviously magical flame barrier that surrounds the vault of the Sword of Shannara. Can we, like, put it out? No. Water doesn't work on it. Pouring the water on it? No, nothing. I'm really not sure what to do about that. Maybe we'll have to talk to Mr. Seashell and see what's what. What is that magic around the vault of the Sword of Shannara?
No one knows. It appeared about the same time as the walking corpses.
I can't get the sword, man, while it is there.
Well, you didn't expect life to be easy, now did you?
Oh, you didn't expect it to be so fucking hard at the same time. Is there another way into the vault, Mr. Seashell?
There is only one way into the vault, and unless the barrier is banished, you will never get the sword. You may as well accept that as fact, and return to your homes.
We won't leave until we get the sword.
Then I suppose I will be plagued with you for a long time.
Afraid you will be. I'm gonna show him this handkerchief. Look at this handkerchief, Mr. Seashell. Shella holds the handkerchief out for the seashell's inspection. But he cocks an eyebrow, glances down at it, and looks back at us, clearly unimpressed. Let's try talking to Seashell, or no.
There is only...
We won't leave.
Yeah, he's got nothing new for us. What's this guy saying? What do you got against dwarves, man?
My orders say no dwarfs.
What orders? Do you always obey orders?
That's my job.
Who gave them to you?
My captain got them from the seneschal.
Then the seneschal is an idiot.
Do you know why dwarves aren't allowed, Mr. Gatekeeper?
Who cares? They're dwarves.
Do the walking corpses come every night?
As soon as the sun sets, they come scraping at the walls. We tried to get rid of them, but more came to take their place. Now we just close the gate and wait for them to go away.
Alright, well, we'll see you later. I think this, we should have a word with Mr. Seashell about this. What do you got against dwarves, Mr. Seashell? Oh, there's some new dialogue options unlocked. Interested in seeing the library.
Through the door on your left is the Royal Library of Tyrsis. You do understand that a library consists primarily of books. I would hate for you to be disappointed.
Well, thank you, I appreciate that. We would like to see the wine cellar where Minion Lee killed Stedman.
If you go out the far door on your right, you will eventually find the location where the bloodshed took place. However, since the bloodstains have all been removed and the secret passageway permanently sealed, it is hardly the tourist attraction you seem to expect.
Can we speak to the king again?
The king has already spared far too much of his time for you right now. Perhaps something can be arranged at a later time. Let us say, next week.
Thank you, Mr. Seashell, I appreciate that. Let's try this last dialogue option.
You mean aside from the nightly attacks by the walking corpses and the magical barrier around the Sword of Shannara that seems to be drawing them? Other than those minor annoyances, Tyrsis is thriving.
Yeah. Oh well, let's go talk to Brendel, see what's up. Oh.
We saw a picture of Hendel the dwarf in the Tyrsis library. He looked a lot like you.
We're related.
Well, that explains it then. Why does a god hate you so much, man?
Don't know. Must have an inferiority complex about his height.
Tuh. Why are you here?
The dwarves of Cullhaven sent me to get back Hendel's mace.
Oh, we did actually ask him that beforehand. What do they want with the mace?
It's a symbol of Cullhaven's greatest hero.
What's Cullhaven like, Brendel?
Pretty nice place to be, I think.
Huh. Where is it from here?
A few weeks southeast of here.
Hendel was quite a hero, wasn't he, Brendel?
One of the best. Saved your father's lives a couple of times, not to mention saving Tyrsis.
What do you know about magic, Brendel?
Enough to avoid it. Dangerous stuff.
I see. Cheers, though. Well, what the fuck do we do now? I don't even know. Yeah, okay. Nothing. Oak tree. Something up there for some reason. Anything up here we can do? Modest sized laurel tree. Oh. Got some laurel leaves for some reason. Why? Fragrant laurel leaves. Oh, maybe we can give those to Brendel. No, he's not interested. Okay. We try talking to the guard again? No, he's got nothing for us. Back at the castle, let's try Seashell again. Oh. No, he's got nothing for us.
You mean aside from the nightly...
Alright, shut up. Dick. Try the door.
You may not disturb His Majesty unless you are invited to do so.
Well, aren't you a fucking delight? What are we supposed to do with this? Fucking noisy as well. Well, the only thing that could maybe be of assistance is if we... You know, there's a magic book in the library. Maybe we can use that to concoct some sort of spell to break the barrier. Book bound in dark level is carefully locked away. Can you open it? Securely locked, and as they're telling you, may have the keys. Maybe we can break the door. No. Fuck! Let's try unlocking it with something. Maybe we can prise it open with a knife. No, it won't unlock the cabinet. And we don't have anything that will. There's nothing really useful here, is there? Look at the cabinet. No. Guess we'll have to talk to Mr. Seashell. Can we look at the book from the lock cabinet?
That book is considered to contain dangerous information, and so was concealed from prying eyes, even those of would-be heroes.
Yeah, we need the book.
As I am responsible for the well-being of all within the castle, I am compelled to concern myself with your welfare as well. The book will remain in the cabinet.
I see you wish to be a dick. We need all the information we can get in order to save this place, Mr. Seashell.
As far as I know, no one elected you hero here. King Balinor is dealing with the matter already.
Well, it transpires that Mr. Seashell is a bit of a chode. We can't get the Sword of Shannara unless we get rid of the magic barrier, can we, Shella?
That means we'll be hanging around disturbing you for a long time.
I suppose you think threats will make me open that cabinet.
It's your choice. If the book does help, we'll be out of here all the sooner. Otherwise, we may be here for a long while.
Very well, I shall open the cabinet. I only hope the book is every bit as dangerous as it is reputed to be.
Huh. How cunning. We use his utter dislike of us as a threat. Seashell leads us to the library, and he opens the fucking
There
thing.
now. I hope you are quite satisfied. Now, I'll return to my work, which is not to run errands for the two of you.
Alright, fuck off then. Fucking Mr. Seashell. Right, let's look at this book. Oddly bound book feels cold to the touch, and you know within your soul you want to read it and learn all of its secrets. Something odd about the back cover as we hold it. It feels thicker than the cover. Huh, it is interesting. Should we read the book? Ooh, that doesn't look good. That looks a bit Evil Dead to me. Great Tome of Stenman, yeah. I, Stenman, and Mystic and Necromancer of Callahorn, record my brilliance. Well, he's modest, isn't he? All who follow me shall know of my victorious conquest of the city of Tyrsis. Oh, he's a fucking jobsworth. He's a fucking pain in the ass, isn't he? You have the privilege of knowing how subtly and slyly I subverted the rules. Too long have I advised fools who would know the great warlock lord. Oh, this guy is insufferable, isn't he? Brona heard my plea, and then I decided to blow him because I fucking love him. Yeah. Brona granted me dark knowledge that I desired, so long as I continue to blow him because I love him. Art of necromancy is now my own. I have a spell which summons the dead, and the means to force the shade to do my will. What's the shade? I can destroy or free the dead as I so choose. I am the master of death itself. Now I begin my destruction of the Buchanan family. How cleverly did I conceal myself in the secret room behind the throne to eavesdrop upon the plans of the King of Callahorn, learning that the Crown Prince Balinor was off following the accursed druid Allanon, enemy of my master, the Warlock Lord. So basically there's a hidden passage behind the throne room. Therefore I befriended and deceived the younger idiot Prince Palance, convincing him to leave the city defenseless against the armies of the Warlock Lord. Hear how when Balinor returned to the city, I persuaded Palance to imprison his brother in the cellars below the castle. Weak-willed Palance is but a pawn in my plans. Soon the king will perish. Mysterious illness. Palance will kill his brother, slay himself with grief for the loss of his father. I will make certain of this, even if I have to do the task myself. This would be a great pity, for I am not a man of violence. I am just a man of dickery. Here and now, my plans have been set into motion. Tyrsis, blah blah blah. Brona has promised me to be something. Yeah, okay. What an asshole. By the pact with the Warlock Lord, I sign with my own heart's blood. The magical spells that lie within this book. All this shall come to pass. I, Stemmen, shall sit triumphantly on the throne of Tyrsis and be a douche king. Excellent. So, if we look at the book, the main thing it mentions is the back cover is thick and feels icy cold, so that kind of hints to me that there's something likely hidden behind the book, so I'm gonna try cutting the book with the knife. Yeah, there we go. Slit the back cover, and there's a faded sheet of parchment. And it's called a pact, so let's look at this. Ancient parchment is cracked where it was folded to fit inside the book. It is covered with spidery writing. Let's read it. Parchment is a dark pact between Stemmen and Brona, detailing how he was probably supposed to blow him, I guess. Wherein Stemmen promises his soul to Brona. Reading it makes our skin crawl. Stemmen's clearly a fucking... I don't know. Signature hasn't faded as much as the rest of the spidery script. It's a peculiar brownish black color, and it seems to be flaking slightly. So he's actually signed it in his blood, hasn't he? Oh. The hell is this supposed to be for? What do you know about Stemmen, Mr. Seashell?
He was before my time. I know only that he was a traitor, and that he murdered the former king of Tyrsis.
Do you know of any secret passages in the throne room?
Secret passages in the throne room? Ridiculous. Such a thing would be a danger to the crown.
The secret passage was known to Stenman, and he did endanger the crown.
Indeed. Well, I assure you that no one has used that so-called secret passage since his time.
Hey, can we speak to Balinor about this?
The king is in the city, discussing matters of grave importance with the parliament. He has no time to waste.
Can we look in the throne room?
As there is no one currently within the throne room for you to disturb, go right ahead.
Do you know about this? No, he's not that impressed. Nah, okay. Let's go talk to Brendel, maybe he has an idea. Maybe if we show him the pact, does he know anything about this? Nah. What if we show him this book? No, Brendel doesn't know. Alright, I guess we're gonna have to just go and try and find this secret passage. So this is the... Fuck, that literally just said secret door, didn't it? This is the throne room. Look at the tapestry. It's a big ass dragon. I'm sure I just saw it say secret door. Yeah, what the fuck? Look at the secret door. Secret door now stands ajar. Behind it is a thick, almost supernatural darkness. What the fuck? Oh, you moved the heavy tapestry aside. It is surprisingly easier than expected. The blank wall is somewhat dusty. There is a narrow hairline crack running along the wall. Don't see a way to open it though. Have a look at the shield. It's just the insignia. This looks interesting. Should we try pushing this? Oh, what the fuck? Move to reveal a keyhole. Distinct keyhole. Okay. Well, we can't unlock it with anything. There's a lion's. Look at the lion's head. Shows the jaw is hinged, so it can be opened. The throne. Huge wooden throne is fashioned from oak and lined with velvet. Close examination reveals that it's hinged. It look quite rusty though. Let's try and prise it open with this knife. Nah, too rusty to open. But what if we were to oil the lion's jaw? Yeah, I think this is gonna work. Aha! Loosen the hinges. Just enough for it to pry it open with a dagger. And there's a skeleton key inside. Well, look at that. Sword of Shannara. There's a fucking key. This is the skeleton key hidden in the throne, and I suspect this is what's going to open this. Bloody fuck, we found the secret door. Right, let's go in.
It's so dark and cold in here. This place gives me the shivers.
Yeah, pretty fucked up looking. Gonna save the game. And I'm actually gonna have to stop the stream here as well. This is it. But thank you very much for watching. Much appreciated. And I'll see you guys the next time I do it. Bye for now and take care.